In today's top stories,
a look into the future of Aurora, 3 new proposed plan to revamp the structure of campus.
And we are really looking at this as Aurora 3.0.
The food pantry's efforts to fight food insecurity with a day dedicated to giving.
Food they can get, so yeah, is exploding quite rapidly.
A plan is set into motion to replace lead pipes that have been affecting Denver's residents.
So Denver Water has been working to develop a comprehensive inventory.
And an inside look at MSU Denver's club hockey team as they navigate the ice and academics.
It is club hockey to a point.
All these and more starting right now.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Met Report.
Today is Friday, December 1st. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Noah Block.
And I'm Sassy Montenegro. Let's get started. Well, Noah, we're approaching the end of yet another semester, and with each year, it seems like campus changes a little more.
That's right, Sassy. Here to give us more perspective on Auraria's future is our reporter, Alex Petrich.
This is Auraria. There is no other college campus quite like it in the United States.
That video was made in 1996, years before I or any of my student colleagues were born. But what that guy with the cool voice said still rings true. Auraria is unlike any college campus in the United States. But as a commuter campus serving 3 colleges, how does Auraria find its identity?
Through constant change. This year, the Auraria Higher Education Center, in collaboration with architecture firm Sassy, released their master plan, a grand design for the campus's future. The plan, which will span 20 years of planning and construction, aims to further connect Auraria to the city through various stores, living spaces, and ease of access. Carl Mies is the Deputy Chief of Planning and Sustainability at AHEC. I spoke with him about what the master plan hopes to accomplish.
And we are really looking at this as Auraria 3.0. There is a desire for greater activation on the campus in terms of more food options, more commercial options, different amenities that will help create a more complete community for the campus, for the students. We've heard that having more housing options that are affordable to students on campus or nearby would be a major goal or desired outcome of this plan.
The process of community involvement in the master plan will continue through April of next year, and strengthening that community input is paramount to the Auraria Higher Education Center, as year-round, the campus hosts a wide array of cultural events, charity drives, discussion panels, and art exhibitions. Auraria is forever evolving. Generation after generation, it redefines what a community of this size and shape can be. It has served Denver for 47 years, and with these plans in motion, it will continue for years to come. Cue the guy with the cool voice.
Denver, Auraria is the gateway to the future.
On Tuesday, finals freeze-out took place at MSU Denver in the Tivoli Room 320. This event was for graduating students to relieve stress during their final exams. It was stated that the purpose of the event was to celebrate graduates and all the hard work they've put in this semester. Sponsored by the Reicher Scholars Program, it was open to students from MSU Denver, CU Denver, and CCD. Even 2 of the college mascots were present at the event. Graduating students were able to pick up their cords and stoles while playing games and winning prizes. To de-stress, they also had dogs for students to interact with. This past Tuesday was MSU's annual Roadrunner Tuesday.
That's right, Roadrunner Tuesday is a day where staff and students can donate to Roadie's Corner, MSU Denver's food pantry, to fight against food insecurity.
Joining us in the studio is our reporter, Tyson Sintas. Tyson, can you tell us more about this event?
Thank you, Noah. Thank you, Sassy. As you said, Roadrunner Tuesday is a day where students and staff come together and donate to the MSU food pantry. I stopped by and learned about what the food pantry is doing to fight against food insecurity, as well as the effect Roadrunner Tuesday had. Let's take a look. Students who attend MSU Denver are majority within the middle class or struggle with living in increasing housing and other amenities. As of December 2022, 87% of students who attend MSU are working full-time or part-time positions. With the recent opening of Rowdy's Corner, the food pantry's funding has benefited several students. In fact, last semester, Rowdy's Corner spent over $100,000 on getting food, coffee, or any other developments. According to the pantry, there is an average of 661 students who use the pantry every week.
Yeah, we had a huge explosion of new students coming in, just wondering like what this is, how it works. I kid you not, like every single day we have somebody coming in like asking how this works or how much food they can get. So yeah, it's exploding quite rapidly.
So how does Rowdy's Corner get some of this funding? On top of getting funding from organizations such as Food for Thought, the food pantry relies on donations from students and faculty. To raise awareness of donating, the food pantry holds a couple annual events. This semester was Roadrunner Tuesday. Students and faculty were able to donate certain packages to the pantry, from $10 to $6,000. As of November 29th, there was a total of 227 donors donating $40,168, which reached the $40,000 goal.
Yeah, all the donations just go right back into supplying our pantry, making sure the shelves are stocked at all times for students to come in and pick whatever variety they want, and making sure we have a variety for them at all times.
In the beginning of April, there will be another event like Roadrunner Tuesday that the food pantry will hold to obtain more donations. Rowdy's Corner will still accept donations outside of either of those days as well.
Yeah, I mean, any day you guys can come in, give us donations. We also have a pay what you can model. Anything you basically grocery shop as if you were at a regular store, come find what products you want, and then we have different pricing for different items.
With the food pantry reaching its goal of $40,000, students will continue to receive groceries with little to no cost. Over at Rowdy's Corner, I'm Tyson Sintas with the Met Report. Back to you all.
Well, Noah, I think the weather is starting to get just a little bit colder, don't you think?
It definitely is, but as you know, Sassy, Colorado is always a bit unpredictable.
Well, let's find out. It's time to check in on the weather.
We're sending it over to our reliable weather expert, Alex Petrich.
Alex, what can we expect in the coming days?
Thanks, Noah. Thanks, Sassy. Well, today we're going to stick with colder temperatures with a high of 42 degrees with a light wind coming from north to northwest at about 4 miles per hour. Heading into the weekend, we'll stick with those colder temperatures with a high of 41 expected on Saturday and a high of 46 expected on Sunday. As we look throughout the week, you can see that we'll be reaching higher temperatures. On Monday, we have a projected high of 59 degrees with cloud cover. Tuesday will be 60 degrees with cloudy. And Wednesday, we will have our highest temperature of the week with a projected 64. That'll be nice after how cold it is this week. Thursday, we'll dip back down again to cloudy and 59 degrees, and Friday will be 57 and sunny. So thank you all for joining me with Met Report Weather. We'll be back with more after the break.
Welcome back, everyone. The 16th Street Mall is one of downtown Denver's most iconic destinations. At the beginning of 2021, several efforts to remodel began, and almost 3 years later, this project has an uncertain future. The remodeling carried out at 16th Street Mall will be a key to reactivating the area as one of Denver's main tourist attractions, as the fight to recover from the pandemic amongst low occupancy rates continues. Downtown Denver's struggles are not slowing down. Stores at 16th Street have made efforts to survive in the face of intense construction, which covers much of 17.5 block strip that makes 16th Street unrecognizable in the middle of an infrastructure reform. The purpose was to increase sales from low pedestrian traffic of the area, but results have yet to be seen.
Speaking of remodels, also in 2021, one of Denver's oldest power plants was put out of commission, and discussions about its future have come to the forefront for city planners. Just a mile west of campus, the Zuni Power Plant began operations in 1901, standing as a crucial reminder of Denver's industrial history. After its deactivation earlier this decade, the site has laid dormant, but ideas to repurpose the structure for commercial use are being floated by historical organizations, as well as the city government. Popular concepts for the site's remodeling include turning it into a market or an area for small businesses. While there are no immediate plans to renovate the power plant, Denver residents, as well as community organizers, hope to work with Xcel Energy to find a new purpose for the area in the near future, aiming to preserve the historic building for the next generation of Denverites.
Christmas is right around the corner, and Denver will be celebrating in full fashion this Saturday with the annual Parade of Lights. Tomorrow, December 2nd, downtown will be illuminated by thousands of holiday-themed shapes and colors, as well as parade floats, balloons, and activities for people of all ages. Though the event doesn't officially start until 6 p.m., police are prepared to close down a large area surrounding the 16th Street Mall from traffic as early as 2, including even a portion of Spear Boulevard. So be prepared for major slowdowns if you're driving through the city anytime up to 10 o'clock. The show is free and is open to all and will be presented by 9 News Denver.
Thousands of residents in the city of Denver are affected by lead pipes that carry water into their homes.
While temporary solutions have been in place, in 2020, Denver Water began the project of replacing the pipes. The Met Report's very own Alex Petrich has more on the story.
Regulations over the quality of drinking water have been increasing since the second half of the 20th century. Lead was banned from consumer paint in the 1970s, from gasoline in the 1990s, and has been the subject of continuous monitoring in water supplies. In Denver County, houses and properties built before 1951 are at the highest risk of lead pipe contamination.
Denver Water estimates that between 64 and 84,000 properties in the city are at risk of lead pipe contamination. While strides have been made to keep the public safe, dangers are still present. Drinking water contaminated by lead can affect the brain and other soft tissue organs in the body. I spoke with Jimmy Luthi, a public information officer at Denver Water, to learn more about how the city is combating this issue.
Denver Water does not own the lead service lines that lead from the water main to the customer's home. So Denver Water has been working to develop a comprehensive inventory and then using water quality tests, visual inspections. So it's looking at all of these different ways to investigate and to find the sources of lead in our service area because, as I mentioned,
Denver Water assures that the water they supply to customers is uncontaminated by lead, but service lines themselves can contain it. Given the wide role water plays in our lives, I asked Jimmy if there are any dangers outside of direct consumption, whether in showering, washing produce, or brushing teeth.
it is considered safe to use unfiltered water when bathing, showering, watering plants, garden vegetables, and rinsing food prior to eating. Human skin doesn't absorb lead in water at levels that would cause any sort of health concerns. If you live in an older home, if you recently moved in and you're not sure about how old your home is, or if you might be a part of this program and you haven't heard anything from a landlord or a property manager and you're concerned at all, go to denverwater.org/lead or send us an email at lead@denverwater.org, and we'll be happy to help alleviate those concerns, get you all the information you need, and if you don't have a filter yet, to send you a filter just so that you can start filtering your water and keeping everybody in your home safe.
For the Met Report, I'm Alex Petrich.
Stick around because after the break, we have Cecilia with politics.
Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back. Thank you for sticking around. I'm Cecilia Perez-Najera, here to give you key updates and a breakdown on all things in the world of politics. On Tuesday, President Joe Biden visited Colorado to make a campaign stop, touting his economic policies ahead of the 2024 election. But that night, demonstrators gathered around hotels at 17th and Champa, where Biden was reportedly staying, to criticize his policies regarding the war between Israel and Palestine. Since the war began on October 7th, over 15,000 Palestinians have been killed, with an additional 36,000 wounded. Israeli casualties number at 1,300 killed and 7,000 wounded. While a temporary ceasefire is in place to release hostages held by Hamas, the suffering of Palestinians has sparked nationwide protests to condemn U.S. involvement in the conflict. Tuesday night demonstrations saw dozens of police security personnel guarding the block of hotels, with protesters remaining peaceful throughout. Colorado has seen several large-scale demonstrations over the last 2 months, with more scheduled throughout the weekend, as the Colorado-Palestine Coalition has announced plans to protest the Jewish National Fund Conference for Israel in the city. Housing has long been a subject of heated debate here in Denver, with chronic homelessness increasing by 130% statewide over the last 10 years, and 2/3 of that population being concentrated in the capital and in the city of Denver. Mayor Mike Johnston, elected earlier this year, has put forward a 5-point plan to combat the crisis. No Block has more on the story.
The first point in Johnston's plan, which is probably the most famous, is the building of micro-communities around Denver, specifically 1,400 new units for the city's homeless. However, the initiative has faced setbacks, most recently in the form of pushback from local residents over a proposed housing site in southeast Denver.
I'm standing here at 5500 East Yale Avenue, the proposed site of the micro-community. As you can see, it's currently being used as an office space, though Johnston's plan was to turn it into something akin to a hotel.
The site, one of 11 put forth by Johnston, is walking distance from multiple schools and a church, which was a major reason for those voicing worry over the potential danger of having so many that have been living on the streets relocated to a residential area. I spoke with Kathy Alderman, Chief Communications Officer for the Colorado Coalition for the Homeless, to see how activists would like to see the problem resolved.
I think there is a misinformed fear among a lot of housed individuals about providing services and temporary housing to people experiencing homelessness. There's a lot of stigma and stereotyping that happens, and a lot of fear that people really escalate because they think that just because we've criminalized the nature of being homeless, that people experiencing homelessness are all criminals. During COVID, we used a lot of motels and hotels for COVID response. And what we learned is that when people have their own space and they have a door and they have a place to store their belongings, they really do stabilize from the chaos of living in homelessness. And then we obviously need to really put some pressure on our federal government to make the kinds of investments to address the scale of the problem, because federal funding has remained largely stagnant on homelessness. And it's absolutely one of the reasons why we're seeing an increase nationwide, statewide, and locally.
Mayor Johnston has pledged to end homelessness in Denver by the end of his first term, but obstacles such as this raise concerns of the feasibility of his ambitious plan. We will continue to cover this dire and complex issue as it develops.
For the Met Report, I'm Noah Block. Back to you.
Henry Kissinger died at the age of 100 yesterday, November 30th. The former U.S. statesman served as National Security Advisor and Secretary of State during the Cold War and directed U.S. foreign policy for decades. While some regard him as an accomplished diplomat, critics of Kissinger say he left behind a legacy of massacres, coups, and bombings in Latin America, Southeast Asia, and more. In an effort to shed light on the legislative priorities and insights of our elected officials, we recently had the opportunity to interview Democratic State Representative Mike Wiseman, who served as House Judiciary Chair. Our reporter Miah Ntepp was there to get the scoop.
Legislative session starts in January. I was able to catch up with House Democrats to see what we can look forward to this session in regards to platforms and policy. Let's see what's going on.
The interview delved into a range of topics, from pressing issues facing the state to Representative Mike Wiseman's personal motivations for public service. Discussion was the state's socioeconomic landscape. Rep. Wiseman expressed a commitment to fostering equity, development, and consumer protections. He highlighted the need for introducing policy solutions aimed at addressing the cost of housing, food insecurity, and supporting Colorado working families.
I think where we are is still trying to help Coloradans, and I feel this heavily as an Aurora representative myself, just frankly keep up with rising cost of housing, cost of food, cost of healthcare, just cost of living. We've been through some tough inflation because of COVID. That's moderating, fortunately, but frankly, wages haven't kept up. Folks may know we recently completed a special session specifically dealing with property taxes and rent and housing-related cost of living, and we made some very big progress there in terms of reducing property taxes, delivering $30 million to help renters, doing what we call flattening the Tabor rebate. That gives hundreds of dollars to lower-income folks, and expanding the state earned income tax credit, which is a way to support working families. But we know that we have more to do. So personally, in 2024, I'm going to be looking to continue our work to expand the EITC and make it a meaningful means of economic support for working families. I'm also going to be returning to subjects that I've worked on in the past, like high interest lending, so that people are not taken advantage of if they need to go borrow money in a duress situation, and on our consumer protection laws, because the last thing that you can afford to have happen when you're already stretched thin in your budget is to be taken advantage of.
Mike Wiseman acknowledged that Democrats still have a lot to do to prepare for the legislative session. And to find out more, contact your local legislator. Go to www.leg.colorado.gov/findmylegislator.
That's all we have for you today in the world of politics. Make sure you stick around, because after the break, we have Brandi Rose with the latest updates on all things sports.
Hello and welcome back to Met Report Sports. I'm Brandi Rose, here to bring you the newest updates and highlights from the world of athletics. From throwing matches to record-breaking performances, we've got it all covered. To tip off today's segment, our reporter Cecilia Perez-Najera took a dive into the world of women's volleyball to shine a spotlight on the incredible women of the MSU Denver volleyball team as they head into the postseason.
In
MSU Denver women's volleyball has accumulated 7 RMAC regular season titles with 7 straight RMAC title matches and is one of 4 schools to make the NCAA Division II tournament since the year 2000. MSU Denver women's volleyball team continues to set the court ablaze. Their story goes beyond the game, a tale of strength, resilience, with the unbreakable team bond that makes them champions on and off the court. Today we talked to Coach Jenny Glenn and this year's seniors, middle blocker Ember Canty, outside hitter Maddie Lindsay, middle blocker Michaela McClinton, as well as outside hitter Riley Ladke, about their team dynamics and their goals as they prepare to make their 30th NCAA Division II tournament appearance.
Sticking together is one of our biggest strengths. And at the end of the day, we always know that we're not in the fight alone. And so it may not be your day and you may be struggling, but there's 14 other or 18 other people that are having your back. Like, you never have to feel like you can't do it, and I think that's like the beauty in it, is everybody's always there to lift you up if it's not your day.
It takes a lot of trust and our unity that we have to work hard at, and we do work hard at.
In those moments when it is hard, we need everybody to step up. It's not one person, it's everybody bringing everybody along.
Right now, just preparing for the next week, and then also just being able to appreciate every moment.
We're very much one game, even one rep at a time. At this point in the season, I think is super crucial and valuable for us.
You know, we just finished practice here on a Tuesday on Thanksgiving break, and we were intentional in trying to get better at this point in the season. So kudos to my athletes that have bought in over the years. But yeah, this group has been special since day one.
For the Met Report, I'm Cecilia Perez-Najera.
MSU Denver women's volleyball will take on Angelo State in Canyon, Texas today at 5 p.m. For more updates and exclusive footage from today's interview, head to our YouTube channel to see more. After starting their season off 0-4, MSU Denver women's basketball secured their first victory last weekend against Seattle Pacific. It's been a roller coaster ride for the Lady Roadrunners, but the taste of victory is undoubtedly sweet, coming off back-to-back losses against Fort Hays and Eckerd. The team bounced back in style, showcasing their resilience and determination in clinching a well-deserved victory. Guard Michaela Espinoza led the charge, dropping 17 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists, aided by forward Brianna Seeley, who dominated the court with 13 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. Her presence in the paint has been highly beneficial for her team. The Lady Roadrunners are gearing up for an exciting season ahead, and they face off against Utah Westminster tonight in the Athletic Building. Over the last couple weeks, I've gotten the opportunity to check out the hard-hitting action of Roadrunner hockey, to bring you an in-depth look at a team that's not just carving through the ice, but also leaving a lasting impact in and out of the rink. Join me as we lace up our skates and take to the ice with the Metro State Denver Club hockey team. At the heart of the action is a group of dedicated young athletes, balancing academics with the demands of competitive hockey. This may not be your typical college hockey scene, but this Roadrunners team is defining what it means to be student athletes. From the classroom to the ice rink, these players are showcasing a unique blend of skill, determination, and camaraderie. I spoke with right wing Matthew Clift and line mate left wing Tanner Calderola, who shared insights into their personal journeys on the ice and around campus.
Hockey was definitely my number one sport my whole life. I mean, it is club hockey to a point. We're extremely competitive, but it's still, we're here to be a student first. Hockey's just outside fun. Community is extremely important to us as a team. We pay to play, so we all want to be there, and we don't want anyone to feel excluded. We're all just for each other.
It was just kind of a no-brainer for me, honestly. There's such a good group here, and we've got a lot of good things going on for us right now, and I wanted to be in this type of environment.
This passion for community has propelled the team to new heights, as they're not only winning games, but building stronger bonds amongst teammates and fostering a sense of belonging. People unfamiliar with MSU club hockey may not realize the level of talent and dedication that these players bring to the ice. But this Roadrunners team consists of skilled athletes who are passionate about the sport and committed to representing their university with pride, as made evident by team captain TJ McLeod.
It's a great program. We're a bunch of good guys here. We all love the support. We appreciate everything that you guys do for us and all the fans do for us, and we're going to keep supporting and winning games for you.
We are a great program, and they have been very successful for the last, I'd say, 8 years. We're consistently the best, if not second best team in Colorado, so it's definitely worth the drive to Westminster to come watch us play and support the team.
As the Metro State hockey team continues to break records and shatter expectations, one thing is clear. They're not just skating towards victory, they're building a legacy. For the third consecutive week, MSU men's basketball took home RMAC Offensive Player of the Week honors, thanks to guard Braden Maldonado and forward Caleb McGill. Maldonado took home the award last week thanks to his impressive performances against ranked teams, including a game-winning three-pointer against number 4 West Texas A&M, capping a career-best 27-point effort. Maldonado was 10 of 17 from the field and 6 of 11 from 3. He is second in the RMAC with 20 points per game, first in steals, 7th in assists, and 9th in three-pointers per game. McGill adds his second Player of the Week award in 3 weeks after averaging close to 24 points, shooting at an impressive 67% from the field, leading to back-to-back wins in last weekend's Thanksgiving Classic. And on Friday night, the MSU Denver men's basketball team moved to 5-0 after defeating Seattle Pacific 77-75, their first of 2 wins on the weekend. Caleb McGill led the Roadrunners in scoring with 22 points, but it was the team's performance at the free throw line that made the difference, shooting 77% from the line, knocking down 20 of 26 free throws that night. MSU was down 3 in the closing 30 seconds of the game, but after a layup from Caleb McGill and point guard Braden Maldonado knocking down 2 of 3 free throws, the Roadrunners held a 1-point lead. And after a successful stop and free throws by forward Ryan Maslow, the Roadrunners sealed their 5th win of the season. This set the tone for their 88-56 victory over Simon Fraser, once again led by dominant performances from Maldonado and McGill. It was a strong team win, pushing them to 6-0. The Roadrunners' next matchup will be against Westminster tonight here at the Auraria Event Center. That's all for this week. I'm your sports producer, Brandi Rose. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you so much, Brandi. Well, Noah, we had amazing stories this week. Which one was your favorite?
I think I liked learning most about the Roadrunner Tuesday package. You know, it seems like a great way to give back to the community, and I think we've all got that can of bean soup or whatever
Definitely
sitting in our cupboard that we might as well donate. What about you, Sassy?
My favorite was a Parade of Lights. I'm gonna go. I'm really excited. I'm gonna get in the Christmas spirit.
That sounds fun. Well, it's been an honor presenting the news from here at MSU Denver and around Colorado. From all of us here at the Met Report, thanks for tuning in.
Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for updates on all the latest stories and go to mymetmedia.com for more information about our show. Have a great weekend, everyone.